Hello, my name is Dave Berman, and I'm the Township Manager for Haverford Township. With me today are Chief John Viola and Lieutenant Michael Glenn of the Haverford Township Police Department. The purpose of this video is to express our feelings about the senseless taking of life in Minneapolis and the recent incidents of civil unrest across the country and in nearby communities. We'll also discuss the ways in which the Haverford Township Police Department have been and will continue to protect the residents of Haverford Township. Over the weekend, the Haverford Township Board of Commissioners and Chief of Police released a statement. I'll read parts of that statement for you now. On behalf of the Haverford Township Administration and Chief Police John Viola, I would like to express our deepest condolences to the friends and family of George Floyd. The revolting video of Mr. Floyd's death stands as a grim reminder of the work that needs to be done in this country. Haverford Township holds our officers to the highest standards of professionalism and integrity. Our officers have received training in cultural diversity, unconscious bias, community-based policing, situational de-escalation, use of force, and arrest techniques. They utilize body cameras and have been equipped with tools to protect the sanctity of life in any situation. While we remain confident in the members of our police department and support their efforts every day, Mr. Floyd's death is another grave reminder of how much work we have to do, both as a police department and as a society. This heinous act cannot be ignored and must lead to improved strategies for policing that fosters peace and justice, not for some, but for all. And now I'd like to ask a few questions of Chief Viola and Lieutenant Glenn. Please tell us about the Haverford Township Police Department and the resources and manpower that are equipped here to serve the township.
The Haverford Township Police Department is comprised of 70 men and women. We have a traffic safety unit, we have a detective unit, we have a narcotics unit, and patrol, the backbone of the department. They're the officers out there in the marked cars and unmarked cars, answering your calls for service as needed. We serve all of Haverford Township, and we also do mutual aid for surrounding municipalities, as we did last night with Upper Darby. Our police department is comprised of officers with much training, from 2-year officers to 45-year officers service. We strive to do our best every day that we're out on patrol. We have even staffing throughout the daytime and evening hours with marked cars in every district in the township.
The training aspects in Haverford Township are very many and varied. We have annual training that is required by the state. Each officer must attend, and each year those topics change, but they incorporate some of the things that we were talking about today, such as use of force, de-escalation, and unconscious bias. Officers also have many other types of training that we utilize through the year. Some of it is hands-on, and quite a lot of it is what we call a certificate training, where you attend it and you're acknowledged for the course of attendance. We also can utilize the Delaware County assistance from varied agencies, which provide also training and equipment to be able to handle large-scale events.
Thank you. If you would you please tell us about the Delaware County Major Incident Response Team? For example, how many members are there overall, and how many members are there from Haverford Township? And also, what kind of resources are available both overall and specifically staged in Haverford Township?
The Delaware County Emergency Response Team acronym is for MERT, Major Incident Response Team. There are 70 officers from 17 different departments throughout the county. 20 officers are from Haverford Township. The equipment is housed here. It's purchased through federal funding. and it's a mutual aid response team for all 5 counties in the area. This is a result of 9/11, and when all the police departments realized we had to have resources available throughout the counties to aid each other. Just as we went into Philadelphia for the past 2 evenings and into Upper Darby last night for civil unrest, we also had to call outside agencies from as far as Chester County to come in and help us and in Upper Darby. We made that request, and we had officers from as far as Schuylkill Township that came in to assist Upper Darby. So when we talk about mutual aid, that serves the purpose for any one of us, any one of the police departments in the 5 counties to come back and help one another. If we had an issue here in Haverford Township and we were overwhelmed by what was going on, one simple call would bring officers from all agencies to assist us, just as we do for them. It's very important to have this mutual aid. It's an understanding we have with the superiors of those other agencies. We meet regularly. We have face-to-face meetings. We know one another. We have direct contact. So it's not just calling somebody and having people show up. We know what we're getting because we train together, which is very, very important.
The officers are trained in what is called field force operations, which is a crowd control type of a training. We do biannual training with all the officers and their equipment. We have the ability to do incidents such as extrications. We have crowd control for both peaceful events and events such as we've recently seen in Philadelphia and Upper Darby to regain controls of communities that are experiencing rioting and looting. Most recently, we were deployed to Philadelphia to assist them at their request. We also have responded to Montgomery County at a request of the Montgomery County officers. We currently are on a standby mode for anything that would occur both within our community and any mutual aid requests. The equipment that we have is county-owned. However, it is held at Haverford Township because of our facility being secure and able to handle the size of the equipment that we have. We have both support vehicles, transport vehicles, and large vehicles that are used for officer rescue or pedestrian or citizen rescues.
Thank you very much. I understand that we've been requested for mutual aid in 3 different counties over the past couple of days. And my question is this: going forward, and especially for tonight and the next several nights, could you tell us what kind of plans are in place to bolster and support the officers who are serving on the street in Haverford Township?
We have made plans at Haverford Township, just as we did the past 2 evenings, to have extra officers on the street. We have not had any incidents at all in Haverford Township, but we have had a heavy police presence and will continue to do so, especially around the business areas. We feel it's very important to make our residents feel safe, just as we all live here in Haverford Township, and I would expect the same level of service. So I can assure the citizens that we will have, and residents, that we will have enough officers on the street to cover all the businesses and all the residents. It's important that we have the manpower out there just with vehicles and officers protecting the businesses, which are most important because they seem to be the target of the attacks, and sometimes for no reason at all. So we will continue to do so until the civil unrest settles down. We have full support of the township manager and the commissioners of our endeavor, and it's from my level to my neighbors that I feel the importance that I feel your pain just as you do, that we want to make sure that you feel comfortable in your house.
Thank you. So now that we understand that the police have a good response plan in place, we'd like to address the issues with information and misinformation out on social media, and so that we can help people feel a little more comfortable and a little safer in the township.
In order to reduce the amount of misinformation that is being posted on social media, the police department will be providing periodic status reports throughout the day on our social media platforms.
Thank you. In addition to social media, we get a lot of questions about body cameras and dash cameras in our vehicles and whether we even use those. Could you explain a little bit about what we do?
It's a very important tool that the police officers have on them at all times. The township heavily went into a commitment to this about 5 or 6 years ago, upgrading the systems that we have. So each police vehicle is equipped with a in-car camera that takes a picture of what's going on in front of him and what's going on in the prison area of the back seat. In addition to that, each officer has a body camera which is on his outside vest, which is turned on automatically whenever the lights or siren are turned on in the vehicle. Additionally, the officers are required to turn them on when they get out of the car and have a contact with anybody, in whatever the encounter may be. If we have at the time, we'll announce that you're being recorded. But it's very important to know that every incident that an officer has, with no matter who it is being videoed. It turned on automatically, or the officer does self-initiate the camera. It's a very important tool. It records everything that's said. They're very clear and concise, and we have used it extensively over the past 5 years for various things. For officer complaints, we can always go back and look and see what happened, and for when an officer gets credit for the good job that he has done. So we maintain them for a period of time, and in the video, that is, just in case we get a complaint against an officer, to verify or find out there was a false complaint. So it's very, very helpful to all of us in law enforcement and to the residents of the township.
Thank you. Now that we've discussed the plans that are in place and the communication plans that are in place, could you each give us just a few comments about your summary of our implementation for civil unrest should it occur in Haverford Township?
All the officers in Haverford Township are trained in civil disobedience. The murder officers have a higher level of training because of the detail of where they may have to be deployed. Any incident that occurs in Haverford Township, we have plans in effect for callback, for mutual aid. We can respond at a moment's notice. I'd be giving you misinformation if I would say that if something happened, we'd have 100 officers on the street in 10 minutes. But in a responsible time, we have officers who will respond immediately, call for assistance from neighboring townships, and bring the rest of our officers in as needed. So I am confident that with our neighboring departments' help, just as we help them, they help us. When a call for service goes out that somebody needs help, we will be here, and they will be here to help whatever should happen within our township.
I would like to echo the comments of Chief Iola. I'm confident in each and every officer that we have within the department, that they will be able to handle incidents that occur within our community. I've had the time to work alongside them, and again, I am confident that they are able to handle situations that may arise. It is also, as a township resident, it is nice to see that our officers take the consideration of the community that we have and their dedication to protect not only the people that are residing here, but the property and the way of life that we understand and have grown to love in Haverford Township.
I thank you both for joining me this afternoon. And in closing, I would like to say that I am confident in the plans of our police department. I feel good about the strategies that they have put in place. And I know that we as a community pray for peace and justice for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.